Being asked, how can I get parents to actually read my handbook? Get parents to actually read my handbook. Whoa. Okay, guys, I could go on a rant for days about how many preschool parents never read my handbook, because I totally get where she's coming from with this. You put all your time, you put all of your brain into this handbook, and you know that if they read it, they would have every single answer that they would ever need, or at least 99% of them, right? And you spend all of this time like making sure that your handbook is ready, and you hand it over to them, or even you give it to them at their tour or the meet and greet, and you go over all your policies, and you expect that there will never be any need for any question in the future. Because if they just opened up the handbook and looked at the questions and the answers in there, they would be able to figure stuff out, right? Wrong. The truth is, guys, is that every parent is busy. So yes, you can do your very best. I definitely say at your tour and at your meet and greet, that is where you train your preschool parents. So if there is anything that you need them to know, it had better be said at the tour and the meet and greet. Also, I put it in the handbook just because it's just one of those extra things that I know about 60 to 70% of my parents are actually going to read, and the other 30 to 40% are going to completely disregard it because they know that they can text me or call me or Facebook message me or whatever to find out their answer, right? So that's kind of one of the things is like, I get it. Like, you're going to be frustrated that why am I getting the same questions over and over and over? Like, if they just read the handbook, guys. Well, I'm going to say back to you, did you prepare them well enough? Did you train them well enough? Okay. If not, there's some things to be learned here. When you're doing your handbook, I used to do a huge handbook, guys, like probably 20 pages, because I wanted everything in there. I wanted to sound so professional and make sure that they just knew that I was the coolest, coolest preschool around, right? And the more I talked, I felt like I was just elaborating on all the amazing goodness that we could offer. But what I realized was the thicker it is, the less likely they are to read it. So I actually completely swapped that, and I'm like, okay, scrap everything. What is the actual policies that they have to know, or the questions I get asked all the time? Okay, my policies in my handbook doesn't even talk about curriculum, guys. They don't care. Like, we do an amazing job with curriculum, and it's actually on our website and things like that. I don't have to go into my handbook to like talk all about the curriculum, right? The handbook is more about policies and procedures, okay? It's not about trying to like persuade them that you're an awesome preschool. They already signed up, okay? Do you see where I'm going with this? It's just policies and procedures. And it has to be super simplified so that the only things that they're reading are actual things that matter, right? No fluff, no like lots of poetry words or anything like that. Just simple, clean, get to the point. And that's what I did. I took my 20-page and I knocked it down to just 4 pages, guys. And guess what? One of the pages is like a cover sheet. So yeah, it's really, really short. And it's literally back and front. So they open and they're like, oh, there's only 2 pages because, they're back and front. And they're like, oh, I can read that, right? It makes it feel more like acceptable, or not acceptable, that's not the right word. It makes it feel more inviting for them to be able to like dive right in and actually want to read that and finish it, okay? So you first off have to just scrap everything out of your handbook that you think probably doesn't need to be there. They've already signed up with you. Secondly, you want to make sure that it's super short and concise. And third, you just have to realize there's always going to be those parents who are always going to contact you. They're just those kind of people, guys. That's just who they are. In every situation, I guarantee you, in every part of their life, they're like that. They're constantly asking others. They're not finding out the answers themselves. They're the ones who keep, the ones you get to know real well because you're like, oh, hey, yeah, how are you? And they're the ones you talk to all the time, right? Which is great because you build those relationships up real strong with those parents. I know it gets a little bit frustrating, but that's just a numbers game. It's just life. So I don't have a magic, thing that says, oh, if you put this in your handbook, you're golden, or if you tell your parents this, you're golden. My recommendations are you tell them everything you can during the tour. Make sure you follow my perfect sign-up formula. I go literally through my tour sign-up process so that you know exactly what I say in my tours. I sign up 150 students every single year. If you need to sign up students for your preschool, you need perfect sign-up formula. It's literally the one thing that helped me to be able to sign up over 1,000 students in my preschool and help thousands of other preschool owners fill their preschool classes as well. I'd love to get it to you, but here's the deal. The only place you can get it is inside Preschool in a Box. So what is Preschool in a Box? It's literally the one thing I wished I had when I started my preschool 10 years ago. It would have saved me so much time and so much money. Instead, I did the wrong things at the wrong time. Waste of time, I tell you. I can't wait to tell you all about Preschool in a Box. All the things I wished I had, like curriculum. Oh my gosh, can I even tell you how many hours I spent every single night on Pinterest and Facebook groups and the blogs and Google trying to find activities to do for lessons the next day. Or forms. What the heck was I supposed to give to my preschool families? What was I supposed to include in a policies and procedures handbook? Or marketing. How was I supposed to sign up kids? I had a preschool to fill and I had money that I needed at the end of the month, but how was I going to get that tuition, right? All of those components are inside of Preschool in a Box and a whole lot more. I want to get you Preschool in a Box. I've got an exclusive opportunity for you. When you join our Preschool All-Stars membership, not only will you be surrounded by myself and hundreds of preschool owners cheering you on during your journey, you get an exclusive discount on Preschool in a Box. I'm talking out of this world. When people see it, they kind of lose their mind. They're so excited, ready to grab it right away. I can't wait to get you your exclusive discount on Preschool in a Box. Just join Preschool All-Stars. Click the link in the description or go to preschoolallstars.com. It's going to be like Christmas. We have a lot of families coming through our preschool, right? So I run my preschool real tight. It's like a well-oiled machine. And I've learned so many things over the past 10 years to be able to make sure that it runs that way. Because did you even know I'm not even at my preschool when it's in operation? When I had my preschool, I had two locations. I had my home and I had my schoolhouse. And it was one of those things where I had my home office and that was not in my preschool because my preschool was in my garage. So I was not in any classroom ever, unless of course a teacher needed me or if I needed to go give them something. So it was my teachers and my parents and the kids, and they were on their own, but I trained them on how to do it right so that there weren't issues, so that it did run really well. And the way you do that is first through the tour with my perfect sign-up formula, second through my meet and greet, and I've got an entire meet and greet course for you. And then the meet and greet is basically training them once, right before the school year starts. And then finally that handbook is just that last, I'm gonna put it in your hands, and I expect all of you to read it, but in the back of your head, the majority aren't. And then finally, just continuing to communicate with the parents who do have those questions. And sometimes, I will say, if it's the same thing coming up over and over and over, hey, when is blah, blah, blah? I'll be like, oh, hey, it's this time. Also, make sure that you check the Facebook group to be able to get notified about these things. So I will answer the question, but then I will always reference where they should be finding this information in the future. So hopefully that helped you. Post in the comments below how you prefer to be communicated with. Do you prefer to have your preschool parents text you or call you or email you or just face-to-face communication? What's the best way that you love to communicate with your preschool parents? I'd love to know. And as always, please subscribe, share, and like these videos so I can get more of them and be able to share the message with everyone else as well.